Now on 12 News at 11, a call for change. How one Binghamton street will soon show the message of a social movement. And a plea from one Pennsylvania county why they're asking the governor for their share of federal money. Plus, keep them in custody why the mother of a murdered black teen wants the alleged killers behind bars. 12 News at 11 starts right now.
From WBNG, your weather authority, this is 12 News at 11.
We need to do better as a country.
Right now at 11, a major movement coming to Binghamton, and it didn't just happen overnight. Tonight, the petition for a mural gaining thousands of signatures, and that mural, a call for change. Good evening. The proposal for that mural now has the green light from Binghamton city leaders, and that has artists ready to paint 3 words that matter so much to so many. Those 3 words, Black Lives Matter. Now, we've seen the big yellow letters on city streets across the nation, and soon we'll see it here in Binghamton. Tonight, Katie Jones tells us how organizers got there.
I want people to think beyond black and white.
Downtown Binghamton will be joining a growing list of cities with painted Black Lives Matter murals.
Seeing what George Floyd went through and then him passing right in front of our eyes, it just did something to me. And every time I think about it, I literally can't breathe.
The yellow letters have sparked a call for change, but pushing for that change hasn't been easy.
Due to something that happened in 2010 with the city council, it was the city council's decision to actually pass this project through.
Piles of paperwork and waiting for weeks, but with a little patience, a permit was secured.
And I just wanted us to all come together and actually do something.
So on July 25th and 26th, volunteers will be painting Wall Street in downtown Binghamton. The words sitting right next to a statue of Martin Luther King Jr., giving a voice to those who have not been heard.
We have rights too as black people. We have a voice too. We matter. We also support the economy of America.
Using art as a way to share a message.
It's not just about, like I said, black and white. It's literally projects, tangible projects that can leave an imprint in people's minds that we need to do better.
Katie Jones, 12 News.
And if you'd like to help with a mural, you can find out how you can volunteer. That's on our website, WBNG.com. Well, it is shaping up to be one heck of a hot weekend. Howard, if we have to see this graphic on the screen one more time, I think my blood is that temperature right now. It's just going up and boiling.
It's definitely that color. And you know, Paul, it is going to be just smoking hot this weekend. It's summertime. You know, we get it. It's summertime. But here's a look at some blue sky. No, I'm kidding. There's a look at the record versus forecast. Record is safe tomorrow. It's 93 degrees. We're not going to be that warm, but we are going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Sunday is the day I think the weekend we could at least tie a record. Now, again, keep in mind it's also difficult to set records at the airport, especially in the summertime, because it tends to be a little cooler up at the elevation at the airport. But it's just a reminder here that it's going to be flat out hot. Clear skies out there right now. Beautiful night ahead. Lots of sunshine by tomorrow. Looking at temperatures, 60s, so low 70s actually right now in Binghamton. The morning forecast shows maybe some valley fog, few clouds, otherwise mid-70s by 10 o'clock. How warm is it going to get tomorrow and more importantly Sunday? We'll let you know coming up.
Can't wait to hear it, Howard. Thank you. Right now, new coronavirus public health alerts from the Broome County Health Department to tell you about. 2 bar and restaurants reporting positive COVID-19 cases. A person testing positive at the Brickyard Endwell, that's on Hooper Road in Endwell. The date, July 11th. If you were there that day between 6 and 7 p.m., you're asked to quarantine until July 25th. And the second, a person testing positive at Wings on North Street in Endicott. The date, July 15th from 6 through 7:30 p.m. If you were there, you're urged to quarantine until July 29th. Now, if you develop any symptoms of COVID-19, you're encouraged to call your health care provider. The symptoms include fever, cough, and shortness of breath. And right now in Broome County, the number of active cases stands at 124. The town of Vestal with 53 of those confirmed cases. The city of Binghamton with 19. And since the health department has been tracking cases in the county, a total of 827 confirmed cases. Of that, 643 people recovered. 60 people died from the virus. Turning our attention to Tioga County tonight, the number of total confirmed cases stands at 174. Right now, 77 people in mandatory quarantine there. And since this county has been tracking cases, 132 people have recovered, while 24 have died from the virus. And tonight, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf taking a stance, refusing to give out federal funding for one county in the state. Defiance apparently now coming at a price, and for Lebanon County, PA, officials now facing the repercussions of moving to the yellow phase and reopening earlier than the governor's orders. This money coming from the CARES Act, the governor making the threat to withhold that funding back in May.
Don't come and say you want something from the state when you haven't followed the rules. There are consequences. These are the consequences, and I think I'm being consistent here.
The CEO and president of the Lebanon Valley Chamber of Commerce, Karen Groh, saying she doesn't think this is a fair thing for the governor to do, saying this money is what some businesses really need, while restrictions, she says, are still in place.
I think this is kind of a political fight between our county commissioners and the governor, but our businesses are the pawns in this, and it's not fair to put them in the middle of it.
Groh now asking the governor to release the funds for the county as she worries some small businesses won't survive the pandemic. And with a surge in coronavirus cases, many states have had to renew restrictions, and also in PA, we're hearing reaction there. Bars, restaurant owners scrambling to change how they do business in order to adhere to the latest state guidelines. And boy, are they changing. Area business leaders saying that the crackdown on bars and restaurants punishes everyone for a problem they say only a few created.
Is rather than establish a new standard that in reality will simply force businesses, restaurants in this case, to close, enforce what's out there now. State that there will be penalties for people who do not comply.
Pennsylvania lawmakers and several organization leaders saying they'll push ahead with efforts to have the restrictions lifted. Two more big box retailers will require all customers wear face masks in their stores. A mandate at all Lowe's stores starts Monday. Home Depot stores follow on Wednesday. 85% of Home Depot stores already require customers to wear face masks. Most Home Depot and Lowe's stores were open during stay-at-home orders earlier this year, considered essential businesses in most states. Both companies already requiring their employees to wear the mask. Other major chains like Walmart, Target, CVS, and Best Buy now requiring their customers wear masks. And concerns are growing tonight about the spread of COVID-19 among U.S. service members on the Japanese island of Okinawa. At least 141 troops at Marine Corps bases now infected with the virus, and the island's governor has confirmed the first known case of the virus being transmitted by a service member to a local resident. So as a way to stop the spread, up to 40,000 Marines and their families have been placed on restricted movement orders.
There is no off-base liberty authorized. If you live out in town, you go home and you come to work, and that's really the only interaction you have off the base.
Upset locals, including the governor, now blaming the Marine Corps for Okinawa's COVID surge. But the Corps says all of those service members who tested positive are only experiencing weak symptoms. And as the world struggles to contain the spread of COVID-19, the outbreak in Brazil has been one of the most severe, and the country continues to reopen despite millions of cases. The president there publicly supporting anti-lockdown protests, even vetoed a nationwide mask mandate earlier this month. All this despite 2 million cases of coronavirus in the country and rising.
He says we can't continue to suffocate the economy. The lack of income and employment kills. It kills more than the virus.
Healthcare workers criticizing the president, saying Bolsonaro continues to downplay the severity of COVID-19 despite testing positive himself. Brazil now dealing with the grim new milestone earlier today with a death toll of 75,000 people. Another country hard hit, Russia, and now officials there denying allegations they're trying to steal research on coronavirus vaccines from Western countries. Tonight, Charlie Daggett tells us how a leading COVID vaccine in clinical trials in Oxford, England, may have been targeted by hackers.
Intelligence agencies say the hackers have been at it for months, trying to steal vital vaccine research. Finally, the British government said enough.
I think it's important to call it out because we're not going to wait until there is harm. It's clearly wrong, contrary to international law.
Targeting labs and medical facilities in the UK, US, and Canada, identifying the group as APT-29 for Advanced Persistent Threat, codename Cozy Bear. The former director of GCHQ, Britain's version of the NSA, Robert Hannigan.
And let's be clear, these aren't common criminals. We're talking about state-backed hackers.
They are state-based actors, and very often they're people in state agencies under a different name. So there's a direct link between these groups and the Russian state.
Cozy Bear has been accused of hacking into the DNC and stealing emails ahead of the 2016 election. Both the NSA and British agents say the group is almost certainly an arm of Moscow's intelligence services. Russia is suffering from one of the worst COVID outbreaks in the world. Plenty of incentive to find a vaccine and pull off an international coup. The Kremlin has denied any wrongdoing, and as any vaccine will be shared worldwide. One Russian pharmaceutical CEO said, "Why would we steal what's going to be given to us anyway?"
These hacking allegations come at a critical time. Important developments about the Oxford vaccine are about to be made public. Now, British officials won't say whether any information was stolen, but they say no damage has been done. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, London.
So to come tonight, this Friday on 12 News at 11, her son murdered in cold blood. And earlier today, the mother of Ahmaud Arbery in the same courtroom as the three men accused of killing her child. Her emotional words in the courtroom next. But first, a live look at downtown Binghamton on this Friday evening. It's all lit up out there. Nice sky. Howard's out there, I think, taking pictures of comets. Let's see. We'll get his we'll get his full forecast right after the break.